welcome back to You're the Batman. I'm Mike.
And this is Matthew.
All right, so hey, you're watching this on YouTube. What's up? We're trying something. We'll see. If you're still listening to us on the audio, man, I can't believe you're still here. We're doing something a little different this time around to make things a little easier on ourselves as far as planning episodes goes, and also just because there's so much nerd stuff out there. We figure once in a while we should probably have like a Nerd Tuesday where it's like we're just gonna go all in on just everything nerd that's happening right now that we're watching, that we're reading, that we're nerding out about. We are gonna, try to keep it DC Batman focused, but like we're gonna talk about X-Men 97.
We have to.
Spoilers, by the way. Full spoilers. If you haven't watched it yet, come back after you do. Pause this, go watch it, and come back. Why are you here?
Yeah, full spoilers for anybody who's not on social media because it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Within an hour, people are posting stuff about the episode.
It drives me nuts. Like, God, give it 24 hours, guys.
Yeah.
Come on. Like, post your thoughts. But anyway, so we're going to get into everything. We're going to talk about the James Gunn Superman's Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2 and 3. And also some breaking news that broke literally as we were getting ready to record here. But first, and I feel like we haven't done this in a bit. Man, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm just kind of chilling out, having fun, man. I've been trying some new shows, visited some old shows, checking out some new stuff. My wife is completely and totally addicted to Welcome to Wrexham. So I've been watching that. It's entertaining, you know what I mean? It's not terrible, but it's like
it is.
Huh?
I don't know what it is.
Ryan Reynolds and Rob McKinnon, the guy from Sunny in Philadelphia, they bought a soccer team / football team.
Oh, that show.
Wales.
I know the show you're talking about.
It's like half of it's fun, half of it's interesting, but it's also like you're living this. They've bought this team and watch as they freak out as their investment could go either great or wrong.
I always got super strong, like we're trying to be Ted Lasso vibes from it. So that's
but it's a reality show. It's not.
Oh, it's a reality show.
They actually bought this team together, and it's their journey of ownership of this team.
I thought it was like The Office style, like a fake reality show, and they were just trying to do their own take on. Oh, okay.
No, it's like, so basically, like the quick of it is Rob wanted to buy the team because there's a lot of it's one of the oldest teams, and they have the oldest pitch / game field, whatever you want to call it.
I know. Yeah, I'm talking about. I want Ted Lasso.
Okay, that's true, and so he wants to buy it, but he doesn't have the money. So he basically calls out Ryan Reynolds to help him. So they go in on this team ownership, but the only way they make money is if the team goes to the next level of league. Yeah. Blah blah yakety schmackety.
Well, so that's like a whole subplot of Ted Lasso. So I'm like, yeah, that's why I thought it was okay.
Yeah. So it's cool. It's the biggest issue I have is that I'm there for Ryan Reynolds. And in the first season, it feels
and your wife is also there for Ryan Reynolds.
Yes. But the first season seems like he's being dragged along on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then near the end, he's invested. So the second season, he's all in and he's actually in the show.
Gotcha.
So, but it's okay. I would if my wife was like, I don't watch it anymore, I'd probably never return to it. But it's okay. It's fine.
Just watch Ted Lasso is what I'm really trying to say here. Not getting paid.
What have you been watching besides Ted Lasso?
I've been watching the same thing as everybody else. Been watching X-Men 97, buddy. Well, I mean, Shogun's done now, so that's sad because that show ruled. Shogun was great. Invincible is done for now. Yeah. I know that in June we're getting the Acolyte, House of the Dragon, and The Boys, all within a week of each other, all start their seasons. So June is going to be so busy. I took my sister to an anniversary screening of The Phantom Menace last night, and after the movie, they showed a full scene from the Acolyte.
That's cool.
I was not super sure how I felt about going into this show until I saw the scene. I was like, oh, okay, I want to watch the show now. oh, this looks dope. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's cool. But I mean, yeah, like everybody else, I've been watching. Might as well talk about it. X-Men 97.
X-Men
Spoilers.
97.
For
Let's go
X-Men
in.
97. First of all, again, I said this on a couple other shows. If you had told me this time last year that my two favorite shows of 2024 were going to be Shogun and X-Men 97, I would have said you were out of your mind. But X-Men 97 is like, wow, 30 years of comics have happened since this show went off the air.
Yeah.
Let's pull from all of them.
Yeah. It's as a comic book fan, I'm impressed with how much they're throwing in from all the things.
They're doing all of it. They're just doing all of it.
Yeah. The animation style just goes back and forth for me. Like it really does. And I feel like how many episodes are there? We're at 9 episodes,
We're
right?
at 9. There's one more. Yeah.
So like 4 of them have been outstanding and the rest have been
From an animation standpoint.
well, just story. Like there's some like the whole episode
What?
of Professor X. I'm sorry, am I giving away? We already said spoilers, right?
You already said spoilers. Yeah.
Okay, so that whole episode of Professor X in space could care less.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I like there's some of the stuff where I'm like, I'm here for Cyclops and Gambit. Outside of that, I could care less about anything else going on. So, yeah, I know.
Look at
I know.
I mean, give me a stroke over here.
So it's like I will say it's really well written. It's very well written, and it's very like this is what the X-Men are, so this is what this show is. So if you're a fan of that, this show is probably great. If you're not a fan of that, there's
Yeah.
4 episodes that are really good.
This show is very much because it says in there, you know, executive producer Kevin Feige. I mean, this is like Kevin Feige's elevator pitch for everybody, letting them know, like, hey guys, this time next year, hold on to your butts.
Yeah.
like just wait till we announce our this is his thesis statement for why the X-Men are going to be in good hands in the MCU. You know, we already saw the Watcher pop up in one episode. It's been, I think, all but confirmed Storm is showing up in season 3 of What If, which we know is coming soon.
Yes.
They said it was coming soon in 20, it's, you know, coming soon this year. So it's got to be coming eventually. Probably once X-Men wraps up, I would think we'll probably get some announcement for it. But
But I mean, it makes sense because all the what ifs have only pulled from the movies that had come out, quote unquote, by the time it was made. So
yeah,
this is a perfect way for them to start bringing in X-Men storylines
yeah.
because now the cartoon is out there. So
Well, and like I said, and, you know, we know that we know that, you know, this goes into some other piece of news we were going to talk about, that Marvel is scaling back on their releases. They're no longer going all in with put out as much stuff as possible. They're scaling back to capping at 3 movies and 2 series a year is what it said.
now my only question with that is that MCU stuff, live action, or is that in total? Because I'm wondering if animation is as outside of that.
I believe this is MCU
Okay.
because Marvel Animation is now its own individual thing, as we've seen from the intro to X-Men. They're making that, and we know that there's other shows in the pipeline they've been working on. So it would stand to reason to me that that's going to be an MCU thing,
Okay.
rather than what they've been doing, which is here's 50 MCU properties this year. You have to watch them all to understand what's going on in the Marvels. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have watched WandaVision and Captain Marvel and Ms. Marvel and Secret Invasion to understand. Well, maybe not so much Secret Invasion, but to get fully what's going on in the Marvels. That's a lot. So
Yeah.
so if it needs to be that much homework, you got to spoon feed it to us. You can't give it to us all at once and just say do the homework.
Well, and it's like you said, like this also gets away from quantity and back to quality.
Yeah.
Like which they really need to get some serious quality control.
Yeah.
As much-
I've liked the stuff they've put out more than most people, but even I'm not going to sit there and act like it's as good as it's been. I was willing to give them a lot of wiggle room in in the early steps of phase 4, because it was like, hey guys, we're back to square one.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, oh, nothing seems connected yet, and it's like you gotta give them time. They just started over again, but now it's like, okay, but now it's been 5 years,
Yeah.
and
Well,
I still have no idea where we're going next.
yeah. See, my thing is like pre-Endgame, I think everything was good to great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
After Endgame,
the worst things they did at that point were the two Iron Man sequels and Thor 2.
see, and
You
I
know,
don't mind Thor. I mean, Iron Man 2, but I know most people hate it.
hate that movie.
Um, but no, but I think that now post Endgame, you've got more often than not the TV show is not good, or the Disney Plus show, whatever you want to call it, and the
Yeah,
movies are like 50-50 at
yeah.
this point. Like I think for me personally, like half of them have been really good, half of them have been what?
Well, and also they know they need to slow down too, because I mean, we were closer than I think we realized to, Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, and now they're having to about face on the whole Kang thing. So they're like, hey, guys, let's slow down a little bit until we figure out what the hell we're actually going to do.
What do you
'Cause
think? Should they recast or
I
restory?
I think they should recast.
Yeah, yeah. Let's
It's
not make
Kang.
the Black
It's
Panther
easy.
mistake.
Yeah, don't make the Black Panther mistake. I know it's a completely different set of circumstances. A completely different set of circumstances. And I know that I know why they didn't recast Chadwick Boseman. I understand from an emotional standpoint why you didn't want to recast Chadwick Boseman. I get that. I understand. But, you know, when you look at what happened with The Rise of Skywalker, where Carrie Fisher passed away, and we just kind of did our best. And there were other issues going into The Rise of Skywalker, but one of the big ones was they tried to finish a movie that without shooting all the scenes they needed, and just trying to edit around some B-roll they had
Yeah.
from other movies. Like, so, and then in the Black Panther case, you've got a movie that I think is better more than it's not, but it ultimately doesn't have like a real like lead character to latch onto. It's just kind of like it like, I think it's a story about this community, about a community, a region. But like as a moviegoer, I was like, this is a beautiful tribute to like Wakanda. But like, as far as like a Black Panther movie goes, it's not really a Black Panther movie. It's just a Wakanda movie.
Well, and you also, when you cast Letitia Wright, you cast her as the sidekick sister. You never in a million years thought she was going to be your lead,
No,
and now
when
you're stuck with her, and
yeah,
not in a bad way. Like she's very talented, she's very good, but
yeah,
she's not a I can
dude,
carry a
dude,
film as Black Panther.
I just watched Death on the Nile for the first time. She's so good in Death on the Nile. Like she's not
Okay.
she's not in it a ton, but she's really good in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's and again, I liked Wakanda Forever more than I didn't, but but again, I think at this point it's like Disney, like this is a different situation. Like those first two situations were an actor who passed away and you were trying to be respectful. I get that. I don't give a fuck about Jonathan Majors. So screw this, screw him. I don't care if it hurts, recast him. You
Yeah.
know,
Just recast him.
go ahead, just go ahead and recast him. It's fine. Yeah, again, TVA time variant, yada yada yada. Who freaking cares?
Yeah.
Just yeah. You know, same thing with or just recast him and don't mention it. You don't have to mention that he looks different. We've been doing it with James Bonds and Batmans all my life. We'll be fine.
Look, the movie you didn't like that I liked, Iron Man 2, he literally walks on screen and says, "Look, I know this isn't ideal, but I'm here. Deal with it."
Yeah.
And that's all it said. We know
Uh,
it's in scene
the-
something different, but we also as an audience go like, "Oh yeah, we
we,
recast him."
we did it with Fresh Prince of Bel Air. We did it with The Mummy, even though The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon, or whatever it was not a good movie. But yeah, it's just you just we did it with Hulks.
Yeah.
you know. But anyway, so Marvel's trying to slow things down, get back on track. X-Men 97, to get back to that though, I just again, we started with that, but like to kind of put a bow on Marvel talk and circle it back to X-Men 97, man. I can't believe they had the balls to do Magneto removing Wolverine's medal. Like that is such a wild story from the comics that I think most people don't remember, that kind of blew everyone's mind the first time it happened. I can't believe they're adapting it. I can't believe I was laying on my couch grabbing what little hair I have left, just like, oh, after I watched Wolverine already stab Magneto, which granted at that point I'm like, no, Magneto's got to go. Magneto's got to go. He has stopped the planet from turning.
Yeah.
Magneto's got to go.
Yeah,
uh,
I think the moment Wolverine jumped on him and was trying to remove the helmet, I went, "Oh, they're gonna do the pulling the adamantium out of his body thing.
I
Cool."
I saw it and I was like, oh, I didn't think they had it in them. I was like, because I was like, because this show has, like, the show's not for kids. It's not a Saturday morning cartoon like the OG show. Like, this is a
Correct.
show that grew up with its audience, but it's also not like hard for it, like hard R or anything like that. It's PG-13 at worst, you
Yeah.
know. So I saw the illusion and all that, but I was like, but there's no way you can't do that. I was like, that's too far even for this show. I was like, it's too brutal, it's too gruesome, it's too violent, it's too there's no oh, they're just doing it. Oh, 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 I don't feel good.
I think the thing that cracked me up the most about it is Wolverine stabs Magneto in the back,
Yeah,
pulls his claws out. Everybody watches. No one says anything.
no.
Magneto turns around and starts pulling the metal out of Wolverine's body, and then Professor X is like, "No, don't do that."
Yeah.
No,
This
Wolverine,
is
please kill Magneto, but Magneto, don't retaliate to Wolverine.
it was very much a Willy Wonka, "Stop, please come back. No, don't.
Yeah,
Help, murder.
yeah,
What I don't help. No, God."
yeah. I just cracked up at that. Like, oh, it was okay for Wolverine to run him through his back, but it wasn't
Well,
okay for Magneto to.
I think it was one of those, they they did everything they could to avoid that. No one wanted to be the person to pull the trigger.
Yeah, that's always
No,
Wolverine.
yeah, if anyone was gonna do it, like, if anybody needed to be the one to kill Magneto, it should have been Professor X, maybe
Yeah,
Rogue. If anyone was gonna do it, it was gonna be Wolverine.
yeah,
But again, like, I'm usually not one for death and violence. Yeah, I'm usually one for find a peaceful resolution. Magneto needed to go.
yeah,
Magneto needed to go. Again, he had stopped the planet from rotating. And, like, also keep in mind, he EMP'd the planet. So he had all when you think about people who were flying on boats or like on life support in hospitals,
oh yeah. There's death.
he killed millions of people
Yeah,
already, and then again also stopped the natural rotation of a planet. Like it's time to go, Magneto. You're done.
yeah.
You're done. All right, we spent 20 minutes talking about X-Men and Marvel. Let's get into some DC stuff.
Let's do it.
All right, so this broke right as we were coming on the air. Entertainment Weekly has gotten an exclusive first look at Batman Caped Crusader, which is the animated series being produced now. It's not a trailer, it's just pictures.
That's
Um,
fine.
but it's being produced by not James Gunn, JJ
Bruce Tim.
Abrams,
I thought it was
and,
Bruce Tim.
well, no, Bruce Tim and James Tucker are show running it, but JJ Abrams and Matt Reeves are producing it.
Oh, okay.
So they're basically the ones fronting the cash. Um, this is probably gonna. I don't. Our background's not really set up for this, but I'm gonna show you my screen so you can see.
Okay.
What I'm looking at here. This is from Entertainment Weekly. The story popped up on batman-news.com. Actually, that worked out pretty good. Cool. All right. So this right here, can you guess who that's supposed to be?
I mean, is that supposed to be Harley Quinn?
That's their take on Harley Quinn for this show.
Okay.
They're completely, because remember, these are the guys who created Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
So let them cook. Let
Yeah.
them do what they want to do. And this is going to be, I guess, heavily 50s themed or inspired at least. And they said they are taking some liberties with some characters and things that people probably don't know are actually from the comics or where some of these characters started. We'll get to that in a sec, but this is their take on this version of Harley Quinn.
Okay.
It seems to me like they're doing her as more her own individual character. This is Gordon.
Okay.
By the way, there's no cast given. They did not give a cast for this, so we don't know who's voicing who yet. These are just looks at the characters that
Yeah. The
design.
only casting we know is that Dietrich Bader is
Is
in this
somebody.
somewhere.
He's something. Yes. Hopefully still.
Oh, that's true.
We don't know where they were at in the production of that, but hopefully he's still a person on this show. So that was him. This is our first look at Batman right here. This is great for everybody listening on the audio version, by the way. Like, this is great radio. This is incredible.
Yeah. So Batman, he looks like his first appearance version. The longer ears, the weird cuff gloves.
No purple,
no gauntlets, no purple. It's all black.
All black.
No yellow symbol. It's just the black. So
I love the OG belt. Love the OG belt. I really do. Let me describe this Harley Quinn thing here. We've got what looks like kind of a court jester thing, only a woman, with the big tufted like William Shakespeare neck frill thing, and like a 3-pointed hat and a yellow and green color scheme as opposed to black and red. Very different take.
Yeah.
And then this picture of Gordon is it's what you'd imagine, like picture Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon, but animated.
Yeah,
there you go. That's pretty much it. And then the Batman's the classic look, and then this is Dr. Quinzel pre Harley Quinn. So she's actually like a therapist. It seems like she's got black hair. She almost looks like a business savvy Selena Kyle.
Well, I'm trying to see, like, did they change her to Asian? Or is
maybe I don't know. We really don't know yet. We probably won't find more of this out until we know who's voicing her. And then this doesn't have a name attached to it, but it's believed that this is them going back to the OG version of Clayface.
Okay, that's not Scarecrow.
That doesn't say. This one doesn't have a name attached to it. In the Entertainment Weekly article, there was no name on this. It just said it was from the show. But the article specifically referenced Clayface and going back to his original iteration that people might not remember, where he was.
Are you able to scroll through those pictures? Is that
better? Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'll show you. So this one here is Bruce Wayne, and that might be Selena Kyle. It didn't say. It just said
Selena Kyle.
Well, I'm saying Bruce Wayne was the only one captioned in the picture.
Yeah.
And then this is they're doing this take on Catwoman, which is
so then that's Selena Kyle, and this is Catwoman. Okay.
Yeah. It's the purple dress suit with the green cape. Not my preferred take on Catwoman, but they're going classic, so I'm not going to be mad at it.
I like that version. That's just me.
So that's it. That's all there is so far from the first look at it, and then it hits Amazon Prime on I believe August 1st is what it said.
No, I think it looks cool. Like, my thing is look, as much as we love Batman the Animated Series and all that stuff that Bruce Timm did, do something different. That was what the Batman tried to do when it first came out. The first 2 seasons, it's completely different. It slowly becomes standard Batman.
Yeah.
Give a different look, do different things. Like, that's the joy of it. And if we love it, it'll last for a season or two. If we love it, it'll last for 4 or 5 seasons. If we don't, it'll last for 1 or 2. Like, sometimes you get Nickelodeon's TMNT, and sometimes you get Rise of the Turtles that last for 2 seasons because it's crappy. But so
that TMNT movie was good though.
Oh, yes, it was. But I think,
they specifically say in the Entertainment Weekly article too. He's like, our goal was to be like different than Batman the Animated Series. He's like, we're not trying to do a 2.0 of the same show or a 3.0 of the same show. He's like, we're trying to do, this is a different show. Like, he's like, it's definitely made by us, but it's a different take on
Well, because
Like,
like Batman Brave and the Bold is more like that 70s, late 60s, 70s era of Batman.
yeah, it's a
And
Silver
so
Age.
this is more like Golden Age. Like this is your 50s, early 60s versions with the way
Yeah,
Batman looks and some of the other guys look. Dude, I'm all in. Like that, I am now super curious who the cast is.
yeah. They're
Like,
taking the idea of going noir with Batman to the extreme, and I'm
yeah,
super into it.
yeah.
Super into it.
When do you think we get cast announcement? I mean, if it's
Well,
only 4 months
the sh
away, 3 months away,
yeah, I will probably get a trailer soon, I would
in a
guess.
month, if less.
If we're already getting the still images, then it's coming. I
Yeah,
would say in the next month or so. June's not far. I'd say June. June, we're gonna start getting trailers because
yeah,
June is when we were. I can't remember if we talked about it when we were recording or not, but June we're getting Star Wars: The Acolyte, The Boys season 4, and House of the Dragon season 2. So that's all your big shows that you've been promoting for months are
yeah.
now out. So you better start promoting something else soon. So once all the big shows release and are rolling, we'll probably see some trailers start dropping.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of stuff getting released,
And
James Gunn gave us our first look
I was say, speaking of pictures, still
of
images.
David Cornsweet in costume as Superman. Matt, I love this picture so much. I love this. I love the look of this suit. I even don't mind that he's got the stupid Jerry curl in his hair. Um, Matt,
I
this
think
looks
it's a
really
spit curl. Jerry
whatever it
curls
is.
the back, spit curls the front.
It's stupid, whatever it is. But anyway, there are so many influences from so many different Superman suits in this one suit.
Yes.
Like this is so
Hey,
good.
for our
This is
YouTube watchers, why don't you put the picture up?
oh yeah, let me
Even though I'm sure everybody's seen the picture by
we've
now, but
all
just in
seen
case.
it. There's nobody who hasn't seen this at this point. It's everywhere.
And either loved it and or raged on it and then put it in Photoshop and altered it to whatever nonsensical thing you want it to be.
Yeah, I mean this is straight from Instagram here. That is good. That's so good. And
Yeah.
people were saying this was AI, and then he, I guess, tagged the photographer. Like, that leads me to believe that what's happening back here behind him is they must be shooting on a volume or
Yeah.
something, or they just edited that in. Either way, but um, man, this suit just the texture, the detail, the cape is real. Like, and I know there's going to be times where the cape is CGI. I don't really care. I like the high collar. Um, I like where the cape is at in the lapel. I like the look of the design of the logo. He's got the trunks. It looks like he's got a belt. Yeah, man, this looks great. This looks so good.
I I like the way it looks. And I think this is where I've talked with another friend of mine about it is like I am so done with the fake muscle look.
Yeah,
And the fact that DC stuck with that look all through the DC FU or EU or whatever the crap it was called, it was just like, come on, like we are so past this now. And I know, in my opinion, they probably stuck with it to make themselves look their suits to look completely different than what the MCU was doing.
yeah,
But at some point, you just got to go like, we're in this time now. No more
yeah,
black leather costumes, X-Men, Fox nonsense.
bro. Sorry to take it back to Marvel, but when Cyclops made that joke to Cable, I
Yeah.
about spit my drink out.
Yeah. But so I think like one, this distance, this superhero or this Superman
Yeah,
completely from anything Snyder. Like you look at this suit and you know this is a reboot of this character that has nothing to do with anything else. And I
yeah,
think that's perfect. He's taken elements from New 52 as far as the collar and the seams. He's taken the emblem from Kingdom Come. The
yeah.
trunks are back. It's like I
My favorite thing about it, and I don't know why, I'm gonna zoom this in a little bit. Wow, it just made that ad really huge. That That backfired so hard. Wow. This is why people don't want to, pay to go on your websites, folks.
Yeah.
But these textures, this
Yes.
piping, the piping is the texture of the material, number one, but the piping that I don't know why that's my favorite part, but there's just something about it that makes me go, yeah. Yeah, now it doesn't just feel like a unitard, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't just feel like a spandex suit. It feels like a suit, like a uniform, like a suit. I
Yeah.
like that. It feels like something you would actually put on as opposed to just another layer of skin like some of these suits get, you know?
Yeah. I think it looks like you're saying, like it it doesn't look like you're giving me the illusion of what this guy is. He's just
Yeah,
wearing an outfit. And I think again, like it's what they've needed to get away from. One, because it was silly and some of the DCEU stuff, and two, I, I think James Gunn is doing everything in his power to make sure it is evidently clear to people who are not like us, who are following every single thing,
yeah,
that this is new, this is different, this isn't the same, and it
yeah,
nails it. It knocks it out of the park. I like it. I
yeah.
can't wait to see it in motion, you know? And bro, I know the internet's going to internet, but if I see one more effing person change this suit to be Superman's standard suit, I'm going to lose my mind.
Oh, the people who keep doing the Christopher Reeve suit thing?
Yeah, they're like re-editing
Yeah,
it and changing the color. Like, guys, it's
like,
a picture of him
listen,
sitting down.
if
Relax.
you guys wanna meme it up, please. Love the memes, can't get enough memes,
Yes.
that's fine. But that suit rules, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like that suit doesn't rule. Like, it's the people who still say that, like Sean Connery was the best James Bond. No, he was just the first James Bond. Like, you can like who you like. It's fine.
Yeah.
Now, if you say the best James Bond is George Lazenby, I'm gonna judge you, but, um,
Have you seen that one where it's that picture of Superman and it's Magneto in the background
I
from
have, and it's fantastic. It's fantastic. All right. I think the last thing we really need to go over, I really need to go over, want to go over here before we get out of here is Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2 and 3. So, we were gonna do a full-blown review of Part 2, guys, like we did for Part 1.
but it
Part 2
sucks.
sucks.
It sucks.
Part 2 is not good. Um, it's just a setup for Part 3. It's
Yeah.
got all the same problems of Part 1, where it's like we're gonna spend half the movie world building and the other half the movie doing our take on the story. The As a Batman Beyond fan, as somebody who was very excited to find out that Will was coming back to be Terry Batman in this, I feel cheated. I feel shortchanged. I feel like, you know, I feel bait and switched almost.
Yeah.
Uh, and I yeah, man. Unless I just yeah, it's got me really apprehensive about part 3 now, knowing what's coming with part 3 with Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill. Like, because we already did Kevin Conroy dirty one, well, not we, they already did Kevin Conroy dirty. I had nothing to fucking do with it.
Yeah.
With the Suicide Squad game. So, I was looking forward to him getting one more appearance in this movie, and now I'm nervous, and I say that knowing full well that we're gonna watch the trailer for part 3 here in just a sec. But yeah, like I said, we were gonna review part 2. We worked very hard to watch part 2. Man, we worked really hard to watch this movie for it to just not be. I actually had to have Matt uh uh get me his copy of the movie to watch again so that I could grab some screenshots because for the edit, because uh
It's yeah.
as soon as I was done watching it, I deleted it, and then I was like, oh wait, no, crap, I still needed that shit.
Well, and I like my thing. What it reminds me of this is there's Netflix for a while there. It seemed to be like no matter what the show was, it had to be 13 episodes. And episodes 7, 8, and 9 were a droll and a drag, and the hero was down. We had to see them recover. blah blah.
They're
blah.
always whether it was even Daredevil did that, and it
Yeah.
would just drive me. There's like 2 episodes of Luke Cage where Luke Cage is unconscious for both of them, and I'm
Yeah.
like, while I'm watching Cottonmouth get killed, and I'm like, everything I hate is happening right now.
Yeah. This is that movie. That is what this movie is. It's just
Yeah.
like we have to slow everything down for some dumb reason and take like this should have just been 2 parts. There's zero reason this should have been 3.
This could have been
Unless
one
you
movie. This could have been one movie. You could
Yeah.
have done this in one movie. Just make it one movie. You just needed to
Yeah.
be 1 2-hour animated movie. You could have done it.
Mhm.
You did. We know who the Justice League is. You didn't need to world build it. You
Yeah.
should have done that already.
Yeah.
Man.
And I tell you what, like I'm saying this right now. Unless you tell me I have to watch the 3rd part, I have no plans to watch the 3rd
Yeah,
part.
we're watching the 3rd part, Matthew. Jesus Christ. We've already watched the first 2. We might as well watch the 3rd one. Look, you gave up on Joker. Don't give up on this.
That's fair. That's fair. Hey,
Um,
maybe something like let's watch the teaser and maybe I'll be inspired to watch the 3rd one.
we're gonna hear Kevin Conroy's voice, and that's gonna be enough to do it.
There you go. All right. We'll go with that. All right.
Hang on, I got ads.
That's okay. I was gonna say Scarecrow's in the part 3.
Right. God, we really are going multiverse with this. All right, hang on.
No, you're good.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
What have I done?
What have you done?
You done goofed.
Welcome to the Bleed. It's a dimension that exists outside the multiverse. Thankfully hidden from the anti-monitor. It's not exactly stable. Space and time collide here.
Hydra?
Luthor, the top science minds on Earth 10 tell me the Bleed is tearing itself apart.
Oh God.
Why was that thing suddenly able to locate us?
Someone inside leaked the information.
Yes.
Dun,
I
dun,
was afraid you were
dun.
losing your journalistic instincts. I face the hard truth that we're all doomed if we don't destroy this creature. We have to find its
Kryptonite?
Okay,
know
that's
if
kind of
what
fun.
you saw was real.
Scarecrow is in this, Matt.
I told the specialist.
Dr. Fate.
The answer lies before the multiverse even existed.
Wow. Wow.
Constantine, this man is from an Earth that existed before our multiverse.
Yeah.
Starting reality over.
Matt Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
We need a
You're back.
miracle.
All of those worlds. There's something much worse coming.
Let's do this.
Pain.
Earth
Yeah,
146.
They're my people. Send me home.
Oh, that Aquaman. There was our one look at Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill's Batman and Joker. That one little half frame right there at the end. I mean, I'm still gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I'm just like I have no, like, the first part 1 left me at least feeling like wanting for part 2. You know what I mean? Like after part 1, I was like, I didn't love this, but I want to see where we go. I want to see where this goes next. I'm pretty sure I know where it's going next, and clearly I called it. Clearly I called it in part 1. But it was just, I still want to see where it's going. Coming out of part 2, I'm just kind of like, all right, just one more of these we got. Just one more. All right, it's almost done.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I was not expecting to see the 60s Super Friends.
That's interesting.
That was neat. As somebody who lives an hour from the Hall of Justice, that's pretty cool. So it is pretty cool. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it. Whatever.
Yeah, we're gonna watch it. Maybe look, you'll know after that's released if we announce an episode of the just recording it just that we reviewed just that episode. Wait, what the crap am I saying right now?
You'll know if it's worth watching if we decide to dedicate a whole episode.
There you go. Kumbaya. I
As
don't know what
opposed
was
to picking
going
at
on.
the last couple minutes of this one where it's like, yeah, oh yeah, by the way,
Yeah.
if you're a completionist, go nuts.
Yeah. Psycho Pirate's bad. Supergirl was raised by the Monitor. That's what you need. Go. Just skip number 2.
Psycho Pirate's such a stupid character.
Not since Attack of the Clones has a second in a trilogy not been needed.
Ooh. Yeah, when we were picking which prequel we were gonna go watch in theaters, it was like episodes 1, 2, or 3. I said it'll never be 2.
Yeah.
It'll never be episode 2. Yeah, I just I'm about to say something controversial, Matt, but I think you probably agree with me. When it comes to Crisis on Infinite Earths, CW did it best.
I don't know that I watched all of that live action, but at the same time, it couldn't be any worse than this horrible cartoon.
And they did it better.
But at the same time, I don't know if we've discussed this part. I read Crisis on Infinite
I've
comic.
read the book.
It's boring too.
It's no secret, but honestly, even secret, here's the thing you got to remember about these big epic crossover things in the comics. Like, it's kind of the same problem as the Star Wars prequels from a story perspective. Oh, it's so interesting. It's a slog to get through it all because you have to read or have read everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. It's a 12-issue maxi series that probably should have been 6, but they decided to make it 12 because it did a lot for DC and helped them. But I'm like, I really feel like you could have done this in 6.
Yeah. But it was also a time where comics were still selling. So
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, so we'll see. I think that's all the important stuff.
I think so.
That's
Yeah.
all the things. I think that's all the things. Oh, also, I did watch Tales of the Empire.
Okay.
Not as good as Tales of the Jedi, but still pretty good. I will say this: Tales, if you because you've watched Ahsoka and Mandalorian and all that.
Yes.
So the first 3 episodes of Tales of the Empire are about Morgan Elsbeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan Asano's daughter.
Yeah. They after watching those, and it was Star Wars Day, so then I went and watched the Ahsoka episode of Mando, and then watched all of Ahsoka again. Tales of the Empire makes all of it hit way different. Because all the stuff with Morgan, once you know the context of her backstory, everything about her hits way heavier. Now the other 3 episodes of Tales of the Empire, you could have done something. They could have done something else. To me, that was a weird choice for
Who's the other 3 about?
Barriss Offee. She was another Jedi Padawan. You see, that's one of those, like, if you haven't watched the Clone Wars, you're not going to probably know who she is. She was a character from the book. She was another Jedi Padawan she was a Padawan at the same time as like Anakin and Ahsoka. Like Anakin got promoted and she didn't, and then she like betrayed Ahsoka at some point and threw us. And then, but anyway, Barriss was in prison during the purge of Order 66, and the last 3 episodes are basically what happened to her, and it's a little bit of how the Inquisitors came to be, but it's mostly about her. And if there's a character I honestly couldn't give less of a shit about, it's her.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Anyway. All right. Anyway, guys, so I think that's everything we caught. Like I said, we'll do these once in a while when there's just a ton of stuff going on and we need a break, but we don't want to skip a week of episodes. So we'll just talk about whatever else is going on in nerddom. But if we ever miss anything, you guys can always send it our way and let us know. We'll get to it when we can. And as always, guys, we're looking for questions for another Q&A episode. So make sure you're hitting us up on Facebook any chance you get. Hit us up on all social media. We are the Batman and WATB Pod. You can find me on social media at Mr. Mike Shea.
You can find me on Twitter at Mr. J Ninja, and you can also tell Mike you totally understand why he hates looking at me during these things, because all I do is
We're still figuring out the video part. I've been texting on my phone this whole time because I'm still technically working.
It's all good.
We'll see you guys again next time here on We Are the Batman. Same bad time, same bad podcast.
Bye bye.